Hi, my name is Hairol. I am a senior about to graduate from Syracuse University. I am originally from the Bay Area in California. When I came to Syracuse for college, I was introduced to Cru by an upperclassman. And during that time in college, I was just really looking for a community. And so I was able to find that in some friends that I would go out with, and we would be partying and drinking. And on the other hand, I also kind of stayed in Cru because I knew they had to be nice to me because they were Christians. And so I was kind of living like this double life, and I think the ball really started to roll for me when I went on big break, the spring break Cru trip my freshman year. And so it was on that trip that I heard the gospel explained clearly for the first time. And it was when I kind of began to have an inkling of what the gravity of Jesus' sacrifice really meant. But it still didn't really have the effect on me that it does now, because I realized that back then I just didn't feel like I was an inherently bad person or I was a sinner. And so things continued to change starting my sophomore year. An older girl in Cru asked if I wanted to be discipled by her. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into back then, but I thought she was cool and I wanted to make friends. And it was then that I started to kind of see that she had this deeper relationship with Christ that I realized that I never had. And seeing that just really impacted me. And she challenged me on a lot of the things that I was doing. I was still kind of living this other lifestyle, though I was starting to feel more and more convicted about it. And it was through her that I began to kind of have a desire for a deeper relationship with Christ, the kind that I saw in her. This was the semester that, I kind of like picked up a Bible for the first time. I didn't have my own Bible, so I got one of the free ones that Cru had, and I started flipping through it and reading some of it. But I think the largest moment of realization really came for me winter of my sophomore year in 2016. One night I had gone out as normal with my friends, and I had gotten really, really inebriated. And I woke up the next day realizing that I had hooked up with someone who had a girlfriend. To what extent, I didn't really know. And it was just a really traumatic experience for me because it changed my perception of who I thought I was. Because I realized then that I had kind of based my self-worth off of believing that I was fundamentally a good person. And I had just miserably really failed my own standards. And so that was the first time that the gravity of the gospel really sunk in, that God knew what I would do, and He sent His Son down to die for the world anyway, knowing all of that. And that just really hit me hard. And it was then that I realized that I didn't want to continue to live the life that I was living, and that I really wanted to fully give my life to Christ, because I was so overcome by the realization of what His grace meant, that He had freely given the costliest gift. And so that same semester, Abby challenged me to apply for a summer mission, something that I had never considered that I would do. But I realized that I needed a summer to continue to build a solid foundation in my faith. And so, against the wishes of my parents and my professors, I turned down this prestigious internship that I had to go on summer mission in Chicago and intern with Cru for a summer. During that summer, it was the first time that I was surrounded by a community of college students who had also sacrificed a summer for the Lord and so desired to deepen their relationship with Him. And it was just an incredible experience being supported by a network. God has used Cru to transform me throughout my college career. I went from never listening to any Christian music, not owning my own Bible, never going to Bible study, never going to church, valuing and prioritizing my academic performance above all else, to leading my own community group, which I just never thought I would do. And now I disciple other women. I've been mentoring young girls, and it's just crazy to see how much God has used the obedience and love of this community on campus to reach me and reach so many other people. And for that, I'll forever be grateful that God used this time in college to transform